Hello. Good afternoon.
I guess we didn't decide who's hosting.
It's a co-hosting today. We're like news anchors is what it feels like. Welcome back to another episode of Reference Roundtable. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. If you're new to the program, this is a series we do here at the Sioux City Public Library every Thursday afternoon at this time on our Facebook page. And we usually do something different every week. And it's usually a recurring cast of characters. Today we're missing one person. Yes. It's just me, Michael, and Sarah. Sometimes Lacey's here with us, but she's not with us today, so you got us.
Yep. And
we're excited because this is one of our favorite episodes to do. It came from the Bookdrop. Ooh. So when we do it came from the Bookdrop episode, we get a big old box of items that are freshly returned to the downtown location. So these are things that patrons have brought back in like the last 24 hours, I would say.
Yeah. Yep.
And we kind of just go through them and see what people are reading and watching, and it's always a good time.
It's always fun to see what people are interested in. So,
all right.
Let's go.
Would you like to start us off?
I can start. I'll just grab the first one that's on the top here, and it's called The Physics Book. So physics is way beyond me, but this book actually makes it look kind of fun.
I love this series.
So
they can get me to read about anything.
It's got like all kinds of cool pictures and different descriptions and things. So it looks really cool.
If you like infographics, I think this series is great for you. Like they do a great job of breaking down difficult concepts in a really fun way. Like I would actually read that book, and I dissociated throughout my entire physics like class in college, or not college, high school. I didn't take physics in college.
Yeah, I can't remember when I took physics, but I feel like this would make things a lot easier to understand if you were in the middle of a physics class or something.
Yeah. So my physics class I had to take freshman year of high school, and I had it in the block right before lunch, so I was always starving. My teacher was really intense. He actually that year ended up driving himself to the hospital while he was having a heart attack. Oh, so he was an intense person.
Oh my. Wow.
It's one of my favorite movies.
Ooh, fun.
9 to 5, starring Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin, and Dolly Parton. This is always a good one.
That's fun.
I mean, it's like funny. It has a good message. Probably like the best, like, I don't know, I can't think, like an all-star 3 leads. Like their chemistry is awesome. Like I would love to see the 3 of them in a movie again. Like you can see Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin together on Grace and Frankie.
That's right. Yeah.
Which is great too. And I always wanted Dolly to make a cameo.
Oh, that'd be fun.
And I think Dolly Parton is producing, or maybe she's in a documentary about the making of this movie.
Oh, that's cool.
The musical, and then just like workplace culture in general. And that 9 to 5 documentary is coming out soon.
Oh,
so
cool.
It might be time to rewatch this if you haven't seen it in a while.
And the song is super catchy.
Oh, yeah.
All right, what do we got here? This one is Warriors, and it's a juvenile fiction book. And it's Warriors Into the Wild. And I don't know much about these books except that there's a million of them.
Yeah.
And there's different, like, I don't know what you call it, like sub-series.
Yep.
And there's just tons of them.
And there's so much lore surrounding them. Like they're about cats.
They're cats, yeah.
So if you're a cat person, even if you're an adult and you like fantasy, I would pick these up and give them a try. And if cats aren't your thing, I'm not sure if we have them here, but I know there's like another series, I think by the same author, same concept though, but with bears.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't think of what it's called though. But yeah.
Yeah, these have been popular for forever. So they must be pretty good if they still are.
Yeah, and this one actually says it's a lot of the books that we have in series, we put the label on the side with the number, and this one says it's number 1. So looks like somebody started the series, so that's cool.
Imagine if your cats had that kind of
My
life.
Little one does. She's definitely a warrior. She could be in these books.
This is a new nonfiction title that I'm really excited about. It's on my to-be-read list. It's Agent Josephine by Damian Lewis, and it's a biography about Josephine Baker, who I think a lot of people are familiar with, but it focuses on the time she spent as a spy during World War II, which is a really cool part of her history that I feel like usually is just like a subset of the larger story. But this like really focuses on that and the work she did with the Allies in World War II. So that's why the subtitle is American Beauty, French Hero, British Spy. So if you like intrigue and pop culture and just really inspiring people, I think this would be a good one to pick up.
That sounds really good. All right. What's this big book on the top is Screen World, the Films of 2009. So it's volume 61 of this series. So that's interesting. The Films of 2009. I can't even remember. I have no idea what.
Well, Avatar's on the cover, and the sequel. The sequel is coming out this year.
Oh, cool. So maybe that's why. Oh, and Precious.
Hurt Locker.
What was this one?
Julia and Julia.
Yeah.
The Blind Side. I hate The Blind Side.
Oh,
Sorry if you like The Blind Side. It's one of my least favorite movies.
What was this one?
And she won the Academy Award for that. That one looks like another one where Julianne Moore is cheating on someone. She cheats on someone in every movie.
Every movie. I'm not like a huge movie person, honestly.
Oh.
There's not one movie I've flipped to so far that I know.
Is that Bridesmaids? Oh, no.
No.
That was 2011. It's crazy to think that.
What was this? Away We Go? John Krasinski and Maya Rudolph were in a movie together?
There you
Didn't
go.
know. Oh, The Hangover.
So 2009 was like I was in high school, so I did go see a lot of movies. And so I remember quite a few of those. It's wild to think that 2009 is,
13 years ago. Jeez, yeah, that is crazy.
Lucky number 13.
Yep.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Guess so.
I recognize this book. I feel like it was on Reference Roundtable once before, but it's good to see people are reading it. It's Latinx, and it's volume 4 in the Breakbeat Poets anthology series. I love this series, and I'll be honest, I know this is controversial, and I'm a librarian, so it's a strange opinion to have. I don't really like poetry. It's not my favorite. Not a big poetry fan, but I love this series. I think they do a great job curating poetry that feels like interesting and fresh, and it's kind of through the lens of like hip hop culture, and I love hip hop, I love rap. So I'm able to like, get into this.
Yeah.
And this cover is so cool. It features work by one of my favorite artists.
Except it has a snake on it.
I know. But it's still so beautiful. It makes up for it. Yeah, this is fun. And it's perfect because today's the first day of Latinx Heritage Month.
That's
so
right.
If you want to get into celebrating, I highly recommend this one.
Cool. I'm going to grab this one because
I love those.
I don't know that this must be a newer one.
I think they're making newer ones.
That's cool. It's called Wayside School, Beneath the Cloud of Doom. And it's by Louis Sachar. How do you say that? Sachar?
I never knew.
Sachar? I think it's
Sachar.
Yeah.
Sachar.
So Sideways Stories from Wayside School was one of my favorite books when I was a kid. It was like the book.
Yeah.
Like I love that book. It's so silly and funny. So this is cool. Yeah, we just got this a couple years ago. So there are newer books. Look at that. There's like a chapter that's written upside down. Yeah, look. There's like upside down writing. There's so many like funny things.
They're so creative.
Yeah.
Those are definitely it's a book series that I think you can give to kids who are struggling to get into reading, and it gets them into reading.
Yeah.
They're a great like entry-level gateway book series to a lifelong love of reading.
Yeah. Look, they have all Sideways Stories, Wayside School's falling down, Wayside School gets a little stranger.
Do you remember the story with the teacher who turned the kids into apples?
No.
That one used to give me nightmares.
I remember the lunchroom, Mrs. Mush, and the lunchroom food. That I remember that one. Maybe that's what made me picky.
Maybe. All right. So this is a pretty thick volume of comics about Miles Morales, who is Spider-Man in one of the Marvel universes. And if you saw the movie Into the Spider-Verse, came out a few years back. I think it also won the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature, much like Shrek did once upon a time. But Into the Spider-Verse is a great movie, and if you watch that movie and want to spend more time with the character, Miles Morales has a whole comic series, and I highly recommend. They're a lot of fun.
Nice.
And if you like Spider-Man, you'll like that.
All right. We've got a Riley Sager book, Lock Every Door. And I honestly have never read any Riley Sager, but my husband loves these books.
Yeah.
They're thrillers, but they're also like scary. They're creepy. They're
I've been curious about them.
So yeah, my husband has bought every single one of his books and read them because he loves them. So I need to read them.
It's a good time of year for that.
Right, exactly.
Ooh. High School Musical 2. My favorite of the High School Musical series. I think High School Musical 2 has the best soundtrack out of all the movies. I love almost every...
Never seen
Have you seen the first High School Musical?
No, I haven't. Sorry.
I remember I had my cousin over. We popped popcorn and like sat down for the premiere of this when it came out. It was a big deal for me. I love the soundtrack. It's a great summer movie. Like, it's more about the beginning of summer, but as summer winds down, you could have like one last fling with the season with this one. I love it. And there's whispers that Disney Plus is producing a High School Musical 4, like a reunion.
Oh.
And I'm like crossed about it.
Well, I was meant to watch those movies, but I never have.
You should. They're good.
Well, here we've got a Zane Grey, and it's called The Water Hole, and it's a Western story. So Zane Grey writes tons and tons and tons and tons of Westerns. So
like when I think of Westerns, I think of Zane Grey.
Zane Grey and Louis L'Amour.
Yeah.
Right? Yep. So it's another classic Western. I can't say that I've ever read a Western, honestly.
I feel like every Western I've read was like an unconventional Western or like a twist on the genre. I haven't really sat down and read it.
Yeah. Yep.
This one I've seen before. It's called D-Day Girls, the spies who armed the resistance, sabotaged the Nazis, and helped win barcode sticker. Do not know. But it is by Sarah Rose. So it's about women in the resistance in World War II. So if you like World War II history, I'd recommend this one. The dramatic untold story of the extraordinary women recruited by Britain's elite spy agency to help pave the way for Allied victory. So it almost makes me think of like Agent Carter from the Marvel movies. It's been one that I've had my eye on for a while.
Cool. Yeah, those are always interesting. All right, let me grab this one. And this is called The Natural Soap Book, Making Herbal and Vegetable-Based Soaps. So this is definitely something I'm into because I love making things.
Yeah.
Making things in general and making things with like essential oils and different things. So I've not ever tried soap, but I feel like it would be really fun. So
you should try it. Check it out.
Maybe it'll be the next Let's Get Crafty.
All right. I recognize this one. I never actually read this book, but I know from my time at the New York Public Library that this made one of our best books for teens list. And that list was like hard to get on. So I think it like speaks highly of it. And the author is a big deal. They just came out with a book. I think it's called You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty or something.
Oh,
do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So they're a very popular author now, and this is their young adult story.
Cool.
It's kind of, I know, let's see. I believe it's a thriller. Yeah, a thriller with monsters, that kind of thing. So could be another good book for this time of year, but that's Pet.
Looks interesting. Okay, I can't see anymore, so I'm just grabbing. Okay. We'll do this one first. This is a Happy Pig Day.
Oh, that's such a fun cover.
It's funny. And it's a Mo Willems. And didn't Carol just talk about how much she loved
Carol
Mo
loves Mo Willems.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Mo Willems. Mo Willems great.
Yeah, so
When Mo Willems.
I heart pigs. Funny.
I wonder if Carol has read this one.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm sure she has.
I'm sure. cute. And I'll do this one since
Yeah.
I grabbed two. And this one looks fun too, and it's called So You Want to Catch a Bigfoot. And this is a juvenile, and it's a nonfiction book, so it must have some like urban legend type fact things in here. So
That looks
funny.
so silly.
It does. It looks really silly, but really fun too. Huh. It's got like famous Bigfooters in here.
Imagine that's your legacy.
Right?
There are worse things to be remembered for, I suppose.
So fun. And it's the official guide of Bigfoot Society of America. So
That's legit. All right. I've got another DVD, and this one is X-Men Days of Future Past. And this is one of the newer X-Men movies, like with Jennifer Lawrence in it. But this one's really fun because due to the plot, the timeline kind of gets scrambled. And so the newer X-Men movie characters meet the original X-Men movie characters, and they all come together. So if you were a big fan of the X-Men movies from around like Y2K 2000 era, and I think you'd like this one.
Guess what?
You've probably
I've never seen
it.
X-Men.
The X-Men are like my favorite superheroes. I just think they're so cool. If I could be any like superhero or in any superhero group, I would want to be an X-Men.
The X-Men? Yeah, I've never seen like any of those movies. All right, I grabbed a really cute one. And it's called I Am Pusheen the Cat, and it's a graphic novel.
I love Pusheen.
Pusheen is so cute.
Go back to that one.
Where was it? Oh, this one.
It's a Naposaurus.
A Naposaurus. Oh, that's so cute.
That's adorable.
Everything about these books are so cute.
Oh,
look at
happy
Halloween,
Halloween.
Pusheen. This is so cute. Oh, things I love. I love it.
That's adorable.
It's super cute. Oh.
This looks like a large print, and it's the large print edition of Anne of Green Gables. Oh, wow. And it's not only large print, it's pretty bold too. So if you'd like to read Anne of Green Gables and you'd like to read it in large print, we have that. I've never read this story. I know it was a Netflix series a little while back, and my sister loved it. I've always been curious about it. It's what's the island up in Canada where it takes place? I've always also wanted to go there.
I can't remember. I remember seeing like the original movies when they came out, but I don't remember reading the books.
Oh, to be a whimsical child on a country estate or whatever.
All right. Ooh, Monster High.
Ooh.
So I don't really know much about Monster High, but it's a teen book.
That's right.
And it's a series.
Because they're the dolls.
Yeah, that's what I thought, that they were dolls too. So I don't know if the dolls were made after the books or the books were made after the
books
dolls.
have to be made after the dolls.
Yeah, probably. So.
Monster High dolls, I feel like, have been pretty popular for a long time.
Yeah.
They remind me of like the Bratz dolls, but with a spooky twist.
Mm-hmm.
They have some, like I've seen at Target, that look really cool. Like they're all in like grayscale.
I've seen them before too, and I would definitely be into those.
I always think like we can be cynical about books that are like made based off toys or movies or whatever, but like it's a good gateway to get a kid into reading. If you know they like the toy, then it's already an easy sell to get them to read a book. So if you're having trouble getting someone to read books, like starting from what they enjoy outside of books is a perfectly fine way to like do it.
Yeah, I totally agree.
There's no snobbery.
No.
Here.
That happens a lot. So cool. And it's a series as well, number 1. So
cool.
Yeah.
All right. This is Shout by Laurie Halse Anderson. And I think these are her newer.
She wrote Speak.
Yeah, she wrote Speak.
Yeah.
And these are her memoirs.
Oh.
A memoir and poetry. So it's a memoir in verse, which is cool.
That is cool.
So heavy subject matter, but in a pretty accessible way. And she's a great writer. I think either her mother or her aunt works for the New York Public Library.
Oh,
fun fact.
That is a fun fact.
But yeah, Speak is a classic. And so if you liked Speak when you were younger, if it was impactful for you, I'd recommend reading that, even if you're an adult.
I should probably put that on my list. I think I did like it. All right. The Essential Home Birth Guide. So,
Ambitious.
Yep.
That book is very clean for what it's used for.
Yeah. I feel like that's not something I would want to read a book.
Hopefully you read it
but
beforehand.
There's a lot of information in here.
Yeah.
So
I mean, like, more power to you.
Right. Can help you make your decision.
Yeah. Even if it's something you're considering, like, pick it up. It's a good example of, like, we really do have a book about everything. Like, I cannot endorse what's in this book, but I can lead you to it. I have no medical knowledge that could enable me to vet this information, but
right. But we have the stuff here, and
you can look at it and decide for yourself.
Yep, exactly. So
it's probably interesting. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's written by someone with what's their expertise? I always check that, especially with
CPM?
medical books. Oh no, I don't know what a CPM is. If you know what a CPM is, please comment below. That's shameful.
There's two
that I don't know.
CPMs that wrote it. Jane E.
Drikta
Drikta and Jodalyn Owen.
For families planning or considering birthing at home. So yeah, read this in advance. Don't start reading it when you go into labor, because then
it might be too late.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
We've got a little bit of everything.
It's nice that we have that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is the last one standing up, so I feel like I have to get it.
Okay.
200 Russian verbs, not 200.
201.
I'm a librarian, not a mathematician. 201 Russian verbs, not 200, not 202. 201.
Russian
Fully
verbs.
Conjugated and in all the tenses.
That seems ambitious.
And it's in the Cyrillic alphabet too, so hopefully work. I mean, I wish I could speak Russian. I wish I could speak another language, period.
Yeah.
I know da is yes and niet is no.
Nope.
And that's all I know.
That's it.
Oh, and then in Anastasia don't they say das vidanya? Hopefully that's not a curse word. I think it just means goodbye.
All right. This is the next one, and this is called Rosie's Walk by Pat Hutchins, and it's a picture book, and this one looks really cute too. The illustrations. Oh, let's see.
Yay! I love when y'all answer my questions.
CPM is a certified midwife.
Thank you. I had a hunch that was what it could be. So CPM
maybe
is
like certified practicing midwife.
Cool. Thanks for letting me know, Kate.
Thanks.
I appreciate that.
It's always good to learn new things.
So I would trust two midwives co-authoring a book.
Right. Exactly. But the illustrations in these are really cool.
I love that color scheme.
Yeah.
Like, I love that, like, the 70s browns, golds,
and like
oranges.
all the little details in the fur and that. It's really cool.
And that fox looks very mischievous.
Mm-hmm. It's a very easy read too, so it's one that kids could pick up, and it's mostly pictures, honestly.
That fox is silly.
It's really cool.
Kind of scary, but silly.
It's chasing the chicken. Or is that a rooster? I don't know.
Same thing.
Cool.
Nice.
And look at like the apples in the tree. So cute.
Yeah, the illustrations are very satisfying. Like, I would buy them as art for my house.
Yeah.
I've always wanted like an avocado kitchen, like those old 70s kitchens. Yeah, I really like
that would be fun.
Like 70s interior design. I love tacky things. All right. So this is one of the Who Was books, and if you have kids, you probably know how popular this series is. This one is Who Was Jackie Robinson. So there's like little black and white illustrations in it as well, but it's still a chapter book. They're really great starter chapter books for new readers. Especially if you have a kid who like really likes to learn new things, just craves knowledge and all that. Like, I always think of these in the same vein as like the Magic Treehouse books, where once the kid starts learning about something, they really want to learn more.
Yeah.
And the thing I like about the Who Was series is they cover such a wide variety of people. So Jackie Robinson makes sense, right? He's like a very important historical figure, and I suppose everyone they do is, but they do stuff for like pop stars too. Like, it's not all like
Well, yeah.
You know,
like you said, you can get kids interested in, like, if somebody really loves baseball, then there's a good book to read.
And they have like what
learn.
was stuff too, like what were the 1920s. That one looks really cool. Or what is rock and roll, I think is one of my favorite ones.
Okay, we got a comment from Harriet. She says, ever do a book drop from the Morningside branch? I wonder if the variety would be the same. That's interesting.
We could try it sometime, I think.
We could.
That's a good idea. We should try a Morningside book drop because I think they get a lot more in their book drop than we do, actually.
Yeah.
Down at Maine.
That would be. And even do a Perry Creek one, too. Just to see what the differences would be.
It'd be fun to do like a remote episode if we went over there.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk to Kelsey about that.
The fun thing is about the library system is that you can return your books to any branch. Mm-hmm. So somebody could return a bunch of books to Morningside that actually all belong to Maine. So we kind of
everything gets
all connected. Yeah. So
this reminds me, I think there's a Jackie Robinson Museum opening now in New York.
Ooh.
Like this year, which would be really cool to see.
Really
I mean, his story is just so amazing. I'm not even like that into baseball, but Jackie Robinson's life is it's just impressive. An impressive person.
All right.
This one looks really cool.
This does look really cool. American Indian painting of the Southwest and Plains area. And it's by Dorothy Dunn. So this does look, it's a really hefty book too. It's heavy, but it's got all kinds of cool stuff. A lot of text and a lot of like pictures. So yeah, it's got all kinds of, stuff about the artists and everything in here. So
whoa.
Yeah, those are really cool.
I love art books.
Yeah.
Those are books I always want to buy.
Oh yeah.
Because
you just look at them over and over and over.
You'll want them for forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is really cool. Cool.
You know the artist George Morrison?
I don't.
They have a set of commemorative George Morrison stamps right now. And I really want to go to the post office and get those George Morrison stamps. His stuff is so cool. You should look him up. He's Native American. I forget from where, but it's like mid-century kind of abstract expressionist, but like a different twist on it. I don't know. It's hard. It's really hard to describe, but once you see it, you understand it. I love his stuff. I've seen this book before. It's called Creepy Pair of Underwear. And it doesn't even.
That's hilarious.
You all can't really see it on the screen as well as you can in person, but it is like day glow luminescent green. And what's fun about the illustrations in this book is the only color they use is that day glow green.
On the black and white.
Yeah, on the black and white, so it really pops. Like, this book is so much fun, and I remember it because we talked about it in library school.
Oh, really?
When I was getting my master's. Yeah, I think somebody did a story time with it in my children's lit class. Yeah, this one's great.
Hilarious.
I would have loved this as a kid. I love it now.
This looks like another fun kids book too. Somebody who was checking out all the kids books on underwear apparently. This is called Monster's New Undies.
That monster's so cute.
It is so cute. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, that's too cute. I love my new undies with all of my heart. I'll wear them until they too fall apart. So maybe we had somebody potty training, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And that's funny. I feel like this one would be a good one for potty training. If I saw underwear that looked like that, I wouldn't want to put them on. Oh, this one's too cute though.
Maybe that's for potty training. This is for like when they don't want to change. And you're like, you need to change your clothes.
Yep. That's a good thought.
All right. Back to adult world. Now, isn't this an interesting font to choose for the title of your book? And by interesting, I mean illegible.
Like
Fakers is the title. It's Fakers, Hoaxers, Con Artists, Counterfeiters, and Other Great Pretenders.
Oh.
So scammers.
Huh.
Ooh.
That sounds good.
So it's just a bunch of stories. It's nonfiction too. So these are all like real con artists, people who've perpetrated hoaxes. And I think of like Anna Delvey and all these.
Like what was the guy from Catch Me If You Can?
What's the Bad Vegan? Or not the Bad Vegan? What was that? That was what they called. There have been so many documentaries lately about like people getting scammed, conned, and hoaxing. Mm-hmm. So this book, if you're into that, I might even check this one out. It looks really interesting.
Really good.
Cool.
Yeah, I like it. So the front must be like.
Oh, it's just the word fakers over and over again.
But like it must be like forging or something.
Yeah, I get it now. Like somebody's practicing the handwriting.
Yep. Yeah. Fun. All right. We've got just a couple left. This one looks really cute too. It's called The Class, and it's by Bonnie Ashburn and Kimberly G. And this looks really cute. It's probably like a back to school type book. Yep, it's the morning of the first day of school, and all over town, 20 children are getting ready to become one wonderful class.
Oh, these illustrations are fun.
They're all combing their hair, brushing teeth, breakfast. So it's really cute.
That is really cute, and that might help anybody who has like a kid who's new to school and they're anxious about it. Yeah. I mean, it's silly and cute to us as adults, but I think as a kid, maybe it makes you feel. Yeah. I like that. And it seems fitting that would have been checked out recently since they're all back in school.
Yeah.
We just have one book left, and it is a giant book. Extinct, an illustrated exploration of animals that have disappeared by Lucas Riera and Jack Tite. So it's kind of sad. And by kind of sad, I mean really sad.
It's really sad.
Oh, wow.
The drawings are
The drawings are amazing. And look, they have them divided up by like type of animal. So this first page is fabulous felines and things I've never even heard of. Like I do not know what a Zanzibar leopard was. That's wild.
Jeez.
It looks like, I think, a Tasmanian tiger because it has a pouch, and that was a marsupial. Tasmanian tigers were like around in the time that people had film because you can see movies of them.
Wow.
Oh, weird. Wow. I'm glad all these snakes are gone. I don't miss them one bit. I am sad about the rhinos though. Passenger pigeon. This is so. I would have been really all over this as a kid because I loved animals. I still do like animals, just from a distance. I like this page, the California grizzly, and it's just grizzlies being wild.
Nice. That's a really cool book.
Oh yeah, this is like one that I would have spread out on the couch as a kid and just like read all afternoon.
I feel like that would make like a fun gift.
This would be a wonderful gift. Yeah. Well, that was a really good batch of it. Came from the Bookdrop books.
A good mix of stuff.
People have good taste in what they check out, I suppose. Yeah. I mean, not that there's, whatever you want to read is what you want to read. Right. But I especially liked this batch. I think,
good.
As usual, there's a little bit for everybody, which is always reassuring to see because it makes me think that lots of different kinds of people are checking out books, which is what we like to see.
People are learning things and having fun with things, making things.
We've got a little bit of everything here for you. So if you haven't checked out anything from us recently, please stop on by, check and see what's new, or find some old favorites like Anne of Green Gables in large print. Maybe you never got around to it and now you're worried, oh no, I don't want to read the small print of the original Anne of Green Gables. Well, guess what? You don't have that excuse anymore.
No, we probably have it on audiobook too. So if you don't want to read, you can listen to it.
Exactly.
We have a solution for everything.
Mm-hmm. We're smarty pants like that.
Right.
All right. Well, that's all we have for today's episode. What are we doing next week?
We are reading a book, or we've read a book, and we're going to talk about it. And it's The Guide by Peter Heller.
Yep.
And it's Lacey's pick. So
yeah, Lacey's pick. So hopefully she'll be back next week. So I'm
finished with it already. Have you read it?
I haven't checked out. It was one of our summer reading books.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of copies of it if you'd like to read along with us. It has my favorite book cover I think, of like the last 2 years.
It's a really, really quick read too.
Okay.
It's I listened to it and it was
7 hours.
7 hours, and I did like
I know that because I have the audiobook
5.5,
checked out.
So
I plan to listen to it this weekend.
it's going to be an interesting talk, I think.
Yeah.
So it was an interesting pick, I think.
I've been very intrigued by it, and I've read like the first chapter because I read a little bit of all the summer reading books just to get a sense of like what they're about.
Oh yeah.
And the tone and all that, and I was very like, it's one that I definitely wanted to get back to. So
yeah,
I'm excited.
It's good.
So that's The Guide by Peter Heller. If you want to put a hold on it, you could probably finish it before next week
for sure.
And then
super quick.
Talk about it along with us. Same time, same place next Thursday, and we will be back. Hope to see you there. Until then, keep reading, Sioux City. See you later.